Here's my book review of The Marriage Plot, a novel by Jeffrey Eugenides. The Marriage Plot is masterful on many levels. At first, I wasn't drawn to any of the three characters in the love triangle, Madeline, Leonard, and Mitchell. Each seemed deeply flawed, and they are. Except you read along and find that Eugenides thinks we all are, just as deeply in our unique ways, and are none the lesser for it. That's the way people are, and the way life goes. We stumble through it, thinking we are somehow in control, and it's what happens nevertheless while we're furiously busy making other plans or simply fretting about making up our minds. This is a literary novel in the best sense, and I was surprised to read some critics cramming it into the diminutive genre campus novel. That would be like classifying Pride and Prejudice as rom-com, which is not as irrelevant as it sounds. The Marriage Plot, you see, is the genre form of which that work is representative. Eugenides wants to know whether the marriage plot is dead as a meaningful literary form, now that marriage seems hardly worthy as the ultimate goal of youthful aspirations. But back to Eugenides. The characters meet in a semiotics class at Brown, and the author gives a lot of detail about the subject and its impact on their personal thoughts. Semiotics claims, for example, that humans would not experience love as we have come to understand it unless we had read about it or seen movies about it first. There's a similar concept in Stendhal's The Red and the Black, in which the narrator comments that peasants in the French countryside cope with life less well than the sophisticated citizens of Paris who have all read novels that give them models for how to act in society. Ultimately, this is a novel about perception, what we make of reality as it's happening to us, and our inability to make meaning of events in time to control their outcome. Things work out or they don't. They mostly don't, and we move on. Perhaps significantly, the character in this book who understands himself best is the one whose grasp on reality is most tenuous, because he has to work at staying sane. In his acknowledgments, Eugenides credits several experts and sources for genetic research, another theme, but he thanks no one for his extensive detailing of the bipolar disorder and its treatment. So naturally, I wonder how he came by this information and at what personal cost.
Gerald Everett Jones is the author of Bonfire of the Vanderbilts and host of the Get Published radio show.